Hello everyone, this is me Daud and मेरे साथ बिलाल
And
हैं
me, Bilal.
and क्वार्टर फाइनल से प्रोसीडेड आज तो हम अब उनका रिव्यू शूट कर रहे हैं and with the preview of the semi-finals. The first game of
Yes.
France versus Morocco. Before going into the game,
Yep.
we thought कि Morocco had an equal chance with France, but France clearly outplayed them if you look at the stats as well. 4 XG उन्होंने create किया था, France ने underperform किया.
Mm.
They created 6 big chances including the penalty of
Yep.
Mbappe and he
Yeah.
missed the penalty
The
while for
delay didn't help him, which probably led to a stutter and a weak penalty.
एंड बोनो विद द माइंड गेम्स ही हैज सेव्ड 7 आउट ऑफ 9 पेनल्टीज एट द वर्ल्ड कप। फ्रांस एक ऐसी टीम लगती है कि अगर वो चाहे तो आपको 5 गोल मार सकते हैं और अगर चाहे तो आपको 2 गोल मार के आप मौका नहीं दे सकते कि आप गोल मार सकते हैं। एम्बापे गोल इट वाज बिटवीन 5 प्लेयर्स, 2 फ्रेंच एंड 3 मोरक्कन प्लेयर्स एंड स्प्लिट सेकंड के अंदर से शॉट मारा।
For the second goal, France won the ball higher field. Mbappe collected it, flicked the ball back to Dembele. Mbappe made the run towards the left, opened up space. The Moroccan midfield were playing catch up. There was space to run into for Ousmane Dembele, rolled it into the bottom corner.
ओवरऑल बोनो का काफी अच्छा गेम,
Bono
टोटल 22
actually
शॉट्स।
kept Morocco in the game in the first half. Otherwise, Morocco would have been 2 or 3-0 down at halftime.
एंड मोरक्को का अगर आप एक्सिस देखें तो उन्होंने सिर्फ 0.14 किया, वो भी उन्होंने सेट प्लेस से कॉर्नर्स एंड हकीमी डिड द फ्री किक इन द 9 मिनट्स ऑफ द फर्स्ट हाफ। ही डिडंट इवन हिट द नेट
Missed the
ना।
target.
ओपन प्ले से तो एक्चुअली क्रिएट नहीं कर सका बिकॉज ऑफ द लैकिंग ऑफ साइबारी अप टॉप। इट वाज नेवर अ गेम फॉर मोरक्को टू विन। दे शुड बी प्राउड ऑफ व्हाट दे हैव डन। इन 2009 they were placed the 79 team in FIFA ranking and now they are placed 6th or 7 in the FIFA ranking.
First African team to ever reach two World Cup quarterfinals, and now they have a home World Cup to come in 4 years. So who knows?
Next Morocco team will be more mature and could win because अभी under 22 का वर्ल्ड कप वो जीत कर आ रहे हैं, under 20s का सॉरी।
So now let's move on to the next game, Spain Belgium. So Spain started off as the favorites. Initially they were very dominant, but they didn't create enough high quality chances. First goal came from a rebound. Courtois saved the initial effort, but the loose ball fell into a dangerous area, and Fabian Ruiz finished off. Yamal was a threat. He was in the very top. He wasn't at his best form, but he was a constant threat. Belgium actually scored against the run of play. Charles Ketelaere scored a header after getting in front of Kubarsi. And that was the first goal Spain have conceded at the World Cup.
If you look at the momentum, so this is the chance जहाँ पे Belgium was dominant in the game and they scored with a header.
Exactly. That the Spain were constantly dominant. They didn't even if they didn't create any real big chances, they still had the ball and they looked safe. Belgium didn't really have enough opening.
Look at the touches in the opposition box. Like they were just playing in the opposition box. जितना they're 4 times more than Belgium की team. 71st minute के बाद Courtois की substitution.
It was a game changer.
Here, Sans Lemon with his first shot on target and he spilled it. A shot from Kubarsi, the centre back. Mikel Merino, the super sub, was there.
For the second game running, he scored the winner for the Spain. Also, if you remember, 2 years ago, it was Merino who scored the extra time winner against Germany in the Euro 2024 quarterfinal. So Merino has an knack for coming up big in the clutch moments.
On target, they created nearly 3. And Cordoba was the difference of that XG not being converted.
They still reached the last 8, and I think it's a credible achievement for them. Germany didn't even qualify for round of 16, and Italy didn't even make it to the World Cup.
Yeah, and a country of 13 million population doing this well at the World Cup. It's quite remarkable. A big up to Rudi Garcia, and he could lead this generation of new Belgium players to great things. Now, moving on to the next game of the quarterfinals, Norway versus England. It was an equal game.
Actually the most, it was actually the most balanced game of the quarterfinals, as the momentum chart showed here. And England dominated at the start, and then Norway scored against the run of play. Yeah, it seemed like that he shaped up to cross the ball, and Pickford thought it was going wide. He didn't even attempt to save it. It was felt like England thought it was a foul on Kane, and they stopped playing for a moment. And Norway took full advantage of it, and they made it count.
And जैसे मैं कह रहा हूँ since the group stage there will be the difference maker Bellingham and he again showed up against Mexico. It was another man of the match performance for him, fourth man of the match.
England fans are loving Bellingham right now. He is the main star. He is arguably leading the team.
He has scored 6 goals in this World Cup, 7 overall, and 7 have been from open play. The only midfielder to score these many goals from open play in World Cup history. He's the only player after Diego Armando Maradona to score back-to-back braces at the World Cup. England looked a bit shaky defensively.
Norway had a chance. Sorloth had a big chance, which he didn't square to Holland, which could have led to a goal.
I think Sorloth is very great with his head than his legs because उसका mind और जो legs का connection है, he can't square that pass. वो Atletico के खेलते भी बहुत misplaced passes करता है. If you look at the Arsenal game, in the 86th minute he had a chance and he couldn't shot. उसके पैरों के बीच में से बॉल निकल गई थी. तो उसका रहा है कि he fumbles in the big stages. Sorloth को पहले ही sub off कर लेना चाहिए था. He could have played with Oscar Bob on the right.
I think Oscar Bob should have started actually. He was more of a threat 1v1.
And Norway का एक Norway के पास off the bench उतनी strength नहीं है तो they should be more bold and they were bold to be honest. They were the better team and England was playing on the moments like they scored as well and उसमें build up में Haaland का foul call Elliot Anderson could have been either way and Norway could have won that game but in the extra time Morgan Rogers का boldness again taking the shot and Bellingham making the run and
Yes.
scoring the goal.
It meant that England had 5 attackers on the pitch: Eze, Kane, Saka, Bellingham, Rogers. Yeah, I am counting Bellingham as an offensive player right now.
Yeah.
So like, if it because Bellingham was playing at an advanced role. There is a famous article in the Times, I think, it said that leave Jude at home.
What he has done, he's probably one of the greatest already in English history. If you look at the World Cups and performance in the Euros, he assisted the Cole Palmer goal in the Euro final as well. So he has been in the big moments, and if he wins the World Cup with England and drops a generational performance in the next 2 games, he could be one of the greatest English players of all time.
Argentina didn't double their lead. They were dominant. They were in control, but Switzerland had their half chances. Eventually, Dan Ndoye made it count. He played a nice 1-2 with Ricardo Rodriguez, but the Embolo red card actually switched the game. Just 2 minutes. It came just 2 minutes after Switzerland had equalized. It seemed like Paredes had fouled Embolo,
but
VR intervened. VR intervened because it was a case of mistaken identity, and it was because of simulation. It meant a second yellow card for Embolo, and hence a red card, which meant that Switzerland played the rest of the game down 10 men, and it effectively cost them a place in the semi-final.
The Embolo challenge was a dive and clearly deserved the yellow card. उससे पहले अगर आप देखा Switzerland का momentum जो था was on their side and they were looking as the better team. Switched, all in Argentina's favor.
Because Switzerland then had no real source up front to hold up the attack, to link up the attack.
And the good thing I saw about Argentina this game के अंदर के उन्होंने other outlets देखे than Messi to score the goal. He provided an assist.
Julian Alvarez had a brilliant goal, and then eventually Switzerland had to push forward for 2-2. Argentina capitalized on space through Lautaro Martinez to make it 3-1.
If you look at the FIFA rankings, France have overtaken Argentina, and they are up, and the top 4 are going to face each other in the semi-finals. It's a bit shaky thing for Argentina कि वो अभी तक clear cut favorite नहीं बन पाया. But if we look in the last World Cup, they were playing like 70 minutes तक अच्छी football. तो 70 minutes तक Argentina were majority games के अंदर they were taking a 2-0 lead. Against Australia they had that, but then they conceded in the last in the last minutes. Emiliano Martinez had to make a save. Again in the Netherlands game, they scored twice, and then in the dying moments they conceded twice. Final as well, they conceded 2 goals in 95 seconds. खैर एक fact है कि the brace of Bellingham, which he scored against Mexico, came in 97 seconds, and then the brace of Mbappe came in 95 seconds. The player with the fastest brace in the World Cup was Toni Kroos against Brazil in the 7-1, and it was in 88 seconds. So, players have been from Madrid, so another stat for Madrid. And Madrid, going into the stats as well, Madrid has the most amount of goals and assists at the World Cup as well. Now moving on to
I guess let's move on to the semi-finals.
Last 3 meetings के अंदर the aggregate has been 8-2 Spain and 7-2 France. It has been equal. France versus Spain के games की बात करें हम. Last was the National League semi-final, जिसके अंदर Spain were leading at 4-0 once.
Jackie was a game changer in that game.
Saliba wasn't playing France, and Longley made a couple of mistakes which led to the goal. And they didn't hand Saliba on the bench as Upamecano as well. And now they have a much more better backline. And Maignan की भी एक horrendous performance थी last game के अंदर. अगर हम यूरो सेमीफाइनल की बात करें तो उसके अंदर भी it was an equal game, but Yamal की brilliance थी, and Spain ने शुरू में 2 गोल मार के गेम को nearly खत्म कर दिया था. Marcus
actually, France led 1-0, but Spain quickly scored 2 quick fire goals, and
now it's a different France team. If you look at the last starting lineup,
it's a much stronger France team in our opinion.
Now, if you look at this back line, Upamecano is error prone. In Senegal game, he made an error as well. जिस पर Maignan को लाइफ में सेव करनी पड़ी थी, and in the last game as well against Morocco, he did try to make a clearance and it went over the net of France. France hasn't conceded a single goal in the knockout, and उन्होंने पूरे World Cup में सिर्फ 2 goal concede किए, whereas Spain has conceded only 1 goal at the World Cup. And उनकी backline को दाद देनी चाहिए because they have stepped up. Simon is error prone and he has again made some mistakes, but still he's the number 1 for Spain, so we have to respect that.
France have actually conceded only 1 XG against in the 3 knockout matches. A 0.7 came against Sweden. So in the last 2 games, they've only conceded 0.3 expected goals.
Great thing for Spain is that their left winger Nico Williams is back.
Then he could come on as the sub after the hour mark and take on a tired Koundé with his fresh leg.
Either fullbacks of France would need to step up because France can outscore, but Spain can equally score as well.
Everyone can score for Spain on goal contributors from all over the pitch. Barca took the long shot, which led to the Mikel Merino winner.
We need to talk about France, जो उनकी midfield को हम इतना undermine करते हैं. They are not the most technical, but they are physical and they provide the intensity. It looks like France because France की कोई इतनी weaknesses नहीं है. Spain की weakness है कि their attack is not that dynamic. Yamal अभी तक hasn't been playing on the Yamal, and Mbappe, Olise are not stopping. And even if they fail, Dembele is up there to grab game. This is a semi-final, so Spain will put out all the things they have. But rather than a gritty win. It could be a comfortable win for France if अगर वो similar levels पे जाते हैं फ्रांस के, तो फ्रांस ट्रांजिशन पे उन्हें आराम से रहती है. And similar goes to France as well के a tired Koundé or a tired Theo Hernandez could be cooked by Yamal or Nico Williams.
Two very good teams. It would be well contested, but I think France will probably win 3-1. They could be winning 2-1, and then Spain could try to force an equalizer. They could be close, but France could score a third on the transition.
Against the run of play, when Spain will have a 1-goal margin, they will try to score, but France will, kill them on the counter and win this game for France, making them into the third consecutive final. So next, Argentina के देखें तो if you look at the team, so Jadon Konsa is out for 2 games. He will be available for the third place game or the World Cup final.
This will be the second game he is suspended for.
If you look at दोनों teams का जो है attack is heavily dependent on either of one or two of their players. For Argentina, it has been Messi. Lately, they have found new goal scorers like Alvarez, McAllister, and Lautaro, but majority goals Messi ने किए हैं. And from set pieces, Argentina बहुत dangerous लगी है. And England have been vulnerable on set pieces because the Norway goal, तो एक foul था build up में, but still Norway were looking far more dangerous.
After that, Norway hit the bar.
England की team is a bit physical, जैसे Madueke could provide the work rate, but वो जो आपको चाहिए अगेंस्ट अर्जेंटीना एक डायनामिज्म इन अटैक वो नहीं प्रोवाइड कर सकता वो. एंड इंग्लैंड की बैकलाइन पोरस रही है. स्टोन्स आई डोंट थिंक सो स्टार्ट करना है, बट उनका ऑप्शन नहीं है.
मेरे ख्याल में स्टोन्स स्टार्ट नहीं करेगा. रीस जेम्स स्टार्ट करेगा या स्पेंस स्टार्ट करेगा, और कौन सा मूविंग इनटू राइट सेंटर बैक.
डैन बर्न हैज बीन
गुड कमिंग ऑफ द बेंच. ही इज अ मैसिव एरियल प्रेजेंस.
अगर हम इनके 1v1 में देखें, मैचेस में देखें, तो Tagliafico है अगेंस्ट Madueke, सो साका वुड बी a bit more challenging. Madueke could beat him. Madueke could beat him on the pace, but Argentina
even Gordon versus Molina.
But Argentina का ये बात है ना, Argentina पीछे बैठ के डिफेंड करती तो स्पेस देती नहीं है रनिंग करने के लिए ना, for a player like Madueke. Gordon still has the technical ability to cut inside and cross. Madueke overlap ही करता है mostly. So and again वो डायनामिज्म नहीं है ना.
Saka could be a massive upgrade, especially against a low block. Saka could get to the byline and put in a cross into the box, or he could just beat the fullback one-on-one and get a shot away. A lot of these players play in the Premier League. Alexis McAllister, Enzo Fernandez, Julian Alvarez has had a spell in the Premier League. Lisandro Martinez, Cristian Romero, Emi Martinez. So Argentina are familiar with a lot of these England players.
अब again Argentina के पास तो physicality up top नहीं है. Their main जो tall players हैं,
technical players ना.
The center backs
also relatively short-heighted as well.
Pickford has been great for England in the past few games, making a lot of saves, and he has England are just
he actually made 2 massive saves from Raul Jimenez in the round of 16.
In the last game as well, he saved a Haaland shot as well.
Let's see if Rice is fully fit to play for the 90. He was subbed off at half-time in the Norway game. Honestly, Kane and Bellingham link up could find a way past the Argentina low block. Both of them link up very well. They know each other well. If Kane drops deep, Bellingham box crashes.
England has been great on not the greatest to be honest, but has been good on counters. If they have the pace of even Noni as well on the right and Gordon on the left, they can hurt Argentina on transitions. Of Argentina चढ़ के attack करती है, and
Egypt just before Argentina scored the third goal had a massive chance on the counter, which was stopped by Paredes. So if England get a possible similar opportunity, they could well take advantage of it
because they have a better and dynamic attack.
Exactly.
Subs में देखें तो subs में अगर आप simply the technical quality है England की is far superior than Argentina, but Argentina has that chemistry and that you could say
that willpower intensity to win. They always find a way.
And I think Valentin Barco, Thiago Almada and Nico Paz could be the option of the bench technical quality जो meet कर सके England की, because they will need that in those half spaces. England को beat कर सकते हैं और आराम से उनकी backline इतनी अच्छी नहीं है.
From England, who takes the responsibility of marking Messi, sticks tight to Messi and
I think Rice
stops
should.
him or prevents him from taking those long shots, because Messi is still Messi. He could shoot from the edge of the D and it could flow into the top corner. One of Rice or Anderson will have to be very tight to Messi.
Messi has been showing different dynamism in his strike. Till at the age of 39, he is doing exceptionally well for a player of his stature.
Julian Alvarez is a good player. Alvarez is very good at taking long shots.
Pickford वैसे long shots पे concede भी कर लेता है goals. So
yeah.
I must say Argentina plays as a 4-man midfield as well now, so they have the more number of midfielders.
He plays James at right back, and James has been
going forward.
Gets the instructions to invert in the midfield. So he could offer another presence in the midfield, right, to offer more control. Because we know that James is comfortable playing as a 6 or orchestrating in possession. That could be another possible strategy for England to combat Argentina's 4-man midfield.
And England में है कि वो grid करके आपके मैचेस निकाल पा रही है, and that is a great thing for a team. And same goes with Argentina. Nothing taking away from Argentina, but उन्होंने quality of teams से खेले ही है. They are far less superior than the teams England has faced. Mexico is ranked 10 in the FIFA rankings.
And now they will face Argentina, who are also a South American team, and South American teams generally play very physical football. So now England are mentally prepared for what's coming for them.
I think ये game ज़्यादा close होगा than the France-Spain game. France-Spain game could have a couple of goal margin, but ये game probably could go to penalties or even into the extra time as well. I am seeing this game going to the extra time. This game will be decided on individual quality and individual brilliance of a player rather than the team collective effort, because वो तो होगी ही, because they will be putting their lives into this.
It's a World Cup semi-final. Not everyone gets a chance to play in a World Cup semi-final.
Another point you said, Bilal, if Rice inverts into the midfield, they could play in a back three with Nico Riley as a third centre back.
If James inverts into the midfield,
they could play with a amount of midfielders in the midfield. Here, what's your prediction for this game?
I think 1-1 after extra time. England to win on penalties.
वैसे England का record on penalties hasn't been great, so Martinez.
हाँ मुझे वही बोलो, but I think England might edge it, so I'm going England. But it could go Argentina.
अगर ये game खत्म होता है ना in normal time, so England is winning it. But if it goes to extra time and penalties, Argentina is definitely winning it because they have done it for a longer period of time. England haven't lost a single game since the 2024 Euro final, and Argentina अपना जो है लास्ट गेम जो हारी है वो अगेंस्ट इक्वाडोर था लास्ट सितंबर में, बट वो वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफायर से उससे पहले दे लॉस्ट अ लॉन्ग वाइल अगो. सऊदी अरब से आ रहे थे वो वर्ल्ड कप में. लाइक इन नॉकआउट फुटबॉल दे हैवंट लॉस्ट इन अ लॉन्ग टाइम. अर्जेंटीना हैज द टू further more experience of taking it down to the wire, but I would choose England because of Bellingham, and I could see if it goes in normal time, Bellingham scoring the winner, doing a rondo over all the Argentine midfielders and scoring a banger like he did against Norway. It would be a physical battle for him to be in the box, and it would be a very much physical game. Could be a lot of yellow cards in this game as well. A 3-2 to England in normal time, but if it goes to extra time, and we could see another France and Argentina final if it goes to extra time.
We will either see Messi versus Yamal, or we will see Messi versus Mbappe. Like either way, we will get to see one of those matchups because we have a third place playoff as well.
And we could see the two Madrid players, the two number 10s of Madrid, Bellingham and Mbappe facing in the final. It would be generational performance. Like it would be, you could say, Figo versus Zidane in the 2006.
Bellingham will have support of Kane. Mbappe will have Olise and Dembele. It promises to be very exciting.
The link up between Mbappe and Olise and Kane and Bellingham would be
just reading a stat that Mbappe and Dembele are the first two players to score 5+ goals at the World Cup since Ronaldo R9 and Rivaldo at the 2022 World Cup. Now of course England also have two in Kane and Bellingham.
खैर again यार गेम तो हमारा हो गया, and our final till now is looking like we predicted Portugal to beat England in the semi-finals, but unfortunately Portugal couldn't make it out against Spain. So the final is France and England as we predicted. अगर हम देखें stats और उसके बारे में, who are the top scorers till now? Again, from the first match, it has been Messi and Mbappe.
And Mbappe still leads top scorer chart based on the assist tiebreaker actually. That both are tied on goals, but Mbappe has one more assist, so he's leading on the assist tiebreaker.
But you look at the minutes Messi has played because of the extra time he has played.
And Mbappe has been subbed off as well because France have wrapped up the game. So
अगर हम देखें तो अभी भी golden boot कहीं definite नहीं है. If Harry Kane scores a brace or Bellingham scores a brace against Argentina, they could be the top scorer. We could even see a Dembele hat-trick against Spain. You never know.
What could happen. Olise is leading the assists.
And then
Odegaard of Norway had 4. But right now it seems between Saka, Mbappe and Olise.
They scored 3 against Switzerland, 3 against Cabo Verde, 3 against Egypt. 9 goals and पहले भी उन्होंने 8 गोल मारे. 6 goals concede करे हैं. And France ने 2 करे हैं and England ने 2. तो 7 goals England ने concede करे हैं and सबसे least Spain ने करे हैं. तो मतलब England is the worst. England is the worst, defensive team. वैसे if you look at वो बिल्कुल exact matchups हैं because Spain and France concede करती रहे goals and Argentina और England करे जा रहे हैं concede goals. Overall World Cup बहुत अच्छा रहा है अभी तक and we have.
So far it's been a very exciting watch, and we hope to see more of it in the semi-finals. And this was our recap of the quarterfinals and a short preview of the semi-finals, and we hope to see you all in the next video. Thank you for your time.